is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
Winning isn't everything, but it's the only thing. In our business, there is no second place. Either you're first or you're last.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready?
And now, the W with Walls and the Crew.
Good morning.
Where winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. On 100.1 FM.
Good morning.
And Facebook Live.
Good morning. Good morning. Right back like we never left. Another Saturday morning with the W Show, Kansas City, talking sports and pop culture. If this is your first time listening to the W Show, checking us out, we appreciate you making us a part of your Saturday morning. 100.1 FM, the W Show, talking sports and pop culture. Good morning, guys. How are you guys doing?
Good morning.
Well, doing well. Where are you at, Steve? What you got going?
I'm actually at the Summit Church. They're doing a summer festival, a midsummer festival. So if you guys are folks that are listening to us, whether if you're at home or just hanging out, come out and hang out with us. Yeah, they having a festival, a lot of vendors and stuff to do with the kids and face painting, bounce house, all that good stuff.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
It does.
It is. It was a last minute thing. I woke up and was like, "Hey, can you come out here and help out at the summer festival?" I'm like, "All right, I'll be there." So,
Steve, go get that bag. Go get that bag.
Nope, just volunteering, man. Just volunteering.
Oh, better than me.
For real, last minute, for sure.
How's everybody's week, man?
It's good so far. Kind of flew by with the holiday on Monday.
That's right. I forgot about the holiday. It's another holiday coming up. What, next week? 4th of July? Or actually, the greatest holiday. It comes around once a year. But tomorrow, June 26th. I hope you guys know what day that is.
Nah, we had no idea what that is. No idea.
It's only the greatest day ever. So, you know.
Okay.
No.
What it was? Remind us one more time what's happening on that day. What exactly?
I'll let y'all Google it. You'll figure it out. Yes.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
It comes up nothing on Google.
Yeah.
Big nothing burger.
Hey, we got a lot to talk about today, though. 2 KU players were drafted in the first round of the 2022 NBA draft on Thursday evening. I think the second pick may have surprised some folks. We're definitely going to talk about that. And Arrowhead Stadium is about to get a makeover, about $50 million worth. We'll discuss that in a few. And coming up shortly, Chiefs fans are upset with Tyreek Hill. Q's happy about this. They are so upset that they have sent death threats his way. Come on, y'all.
I'm happy he got death threats. Way to frame that, Steve.
And coming up in about 30 minutes, we'll get to our sneakers of the week during our Hate It or Love It segment. Let's get to today's headlines.
And now, here are the biggest sports headlines from this week. We bring them to you every Saturday morning on the W with Walls and the Crew on 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
University of Kansas players Ochai Agbajj and Cristian Braun. They were taken 7 picks apart in the first round of the 2022 NBA draft. So 8 years after Cleveland Cavaliers made, you all know who it is, Andrew Wiggins, the number 1 pick in the 2014 NBA draft, the Cavs turned around and selected Ochai Agbajj as the number 14 pick on Thursday night. Agbajj was the last pick of this year's lottery and became the highest Jayhawk draftee since Josh Jackson was picked in 2017, number 4 overall by Phoenix. Surprise you guys?
Very surprised.
Really?
Yeah.
Ochai, not so much, but Cristian Braun, I was a little surprised because the
Yeah, that was
rumblings
a
were,
surprise.
yeah, the rumblings just were that, I mean, he has a whole lot of passion about the game. But as far as like his measurements and, overall skill
Right.
set, they were saying he was a second round guy. But I am happy because I think guys like that, they can make an impact on winning. And you need, guys like that on your team. They're not asking him to be the number one option, or they're not asking him to score all the points. They're just saying, hey man, come in and fill in the gaps. And the Cleveland Cavaliers, they have a great young team right now. So he's exactly what they need. A big energy guy. He's going to get the crowd into it. He's going to get in the league, and immediately they're going to have him guard the best guy. And I think that's important. You need that. So surprising, but actually it fits. And as far as Ochai, I mean, I figured he was lottery, maybe a little bit higher, but as long as he landed, wait. So I have this backwards. Cristian Braun is with Denver. Cristian Braun went to Denver. Same kind of situation.
Yeah.
And Ochai went to Cleveland. I'm sorry, that's backwards. Yeah. But same thing. Same thing. They're not going to ask Ochai to do that as well. But I think he can develop himself into a good 15 to 17 point scorer in the league, given a couple years. So it fits. They both fit where they landed. So I'm happy about that.
But you know what though? Ochai, he was told, to go. He thought about testing the waters last season. He was told to go back to school, or he wasn't told to go back to school. Let me get this right. He was recommended to go back to school and work on his handle and work on his jump shot. I feel like he still has a little bit more to go as far as getting his handle together, but his jump shot, I mean, when you think about how KU fared this season, Ochai was a jump shooter. I mean, he really didn't drive much, but he ended up being a jump shooter. And I think for Cleveland, that's what they need. They're gonna need a guy who isn't gonna have to go out there and make something happen. They're gonna need a guy that's able to spot up and put some points on the board. And then for Cristian Braun, I think that was a surprise. I didn't expect him to go first round. I thought maybe high second round, but for what it's worth, I think the championship helped him. It really did. I think when he's a hustle guy. He gets a lot of transition points. He's not going to be expected in Denver to go out there and be the man. I mean, they have Jokic for that. And they also have some other key guys. So he's going to be able to be fine. I think both of them, they're in smaller markets, if that makes sense. So it's not like they're going to LA. It's not like they're going to New York, which I felt like New York would have been a perfect spot for Ochai, but he would have had to do too much. And I also thought that he could have went to Charlotte. But for what it's worth, they're in smaller markets, and I think they'll fit right in. We'll see how Summer League goes. This with them being drafted first round, they're going to have to produce in Summer League, but they're not going to be cut. Especially Ochai with being a lottery.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with all of that. I really kind of wish selfishly that Ochai somehow landed with Toronto. I don't know how it was going to happen, but I feel like for him, that was the perfect situation. He just kind of fits the mold that Toronto has developed. And so I just think I'm glad both of them got drafted in the first round. I got expectations for Ochai being in Cleveland with those guys. And Cristian Braun, I think he's one of those guys that people think he's not going to stick, but he'll stick just because of the passion that he plays with. Like a team will find a way to have him on their roster. So I'm glad for both of those guys. They're national champions, so they'll figure it out regardless.
And I think he has a high motor too. He really does. He's a guy that is gonna get those hustle plays too. And you gotta remember too. It's like when you aren't the sexy, which I don't feel like he is. It sometimes that sticks with guys. That makes them want to go harder. And
It
those
puts a
kind of
chip on their
guys
shoulder.
last longer in the league. Yeah,
Exactly. You got a chip on your shoulder because you probably felt like you should have went above certain guys, or you feel like you're better than certain guys. Well, now he gets to prove it. And so I can definitely see him sticking, man. I definitely see him sticking in the league a long time. So
agreed. All right, Arrowhead Stadium is going to get a $50 million makeover. The stadium will get $50 million improvements for the World Cup. So Arrowhead Stadium is one of 11 NFL stadiums selected to host the 2026 FIFA World Cup. It will lead millions of improvements for the stadium to be where the Chiefs call home since 1972. So Mayor Quentin Lucas responded to comments of a local reporter and said what it's going to cost to make the improvements to the city at Arrowhead Stadium. So guys, it's going to cost $50 million. I don't know if do you guys have an extra $50 million laying around?
no, not exactly. Close, but not the 50 all the way. But I am glad because, I mean, if we're being honest, the Kansas City Chiefs have been one of the best teams in the league in the past 4-5 years. As far as the stadium is lacking. Is lacking as far as the quality versus the quality of the actual team in it. And once they get these actual, renovations, it'll look good. It's just good for the city of Kansas City as far as the Chiefs go. It kind of stinks that it took the World Cup to come to America for it to happen, but I do think that it needed to happen at some point. Honestly, a whole new stadium, but that's a whole nother conversation. But I think it'll look good. I can't wait to see what it looks like.
No, definitely. I think the renovations are definitely going to help. I feel like the Hunt family, like Noel said, this should have been something that happened. But I mean the World Cup is going to bring a lot of excitement, and you would hope that these renovations live up to the excitement in the next couple of years.
Yeah, I agree. I agree as well. All right. So Dolphins receiver Tyreek Hill has received death threats after his first podcast episode. It's been a full week since Tyreek Hill's podcast, It Needed to Be Said, debuted, and comments expanding from his departure from Kansas City Chiefs, talking about Patrick Mahomes and comparing him to Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah,
Quite
I mean,
interesting.
but what's the hurt in the comparison? I'm not understanding.
Same.
Yeah,
Looks like we
and I
lost
mean
Steve.
there's a Chiefs fan base that definitely wants to look at Patrick Mahomes as the god and the only QB that can throw the way he throws, and he's the only QB with the skill set that he has. But it took him a couple of years to get into that role, and Tua definitely needs that leadership in development more than anything. But now he has some pieces around him. He has arguably the best receiver in the league. And I like it. I like the confidence that he has in his quarterback. I mean, you want somebody to have that. You don't want a guy coming to your team saying, "Oh, my last quarterback was better." Like you don't want somebody coming in with that mentality. And it just seems like Chiefs fans don't understand the reality of athletics.
There we go.
That reality of athletics is that the pendulum is definitely going to swing. 2 seasons ago, the only reason, and I won't say the only reason, but a big part of the reason that they were able to beat the Dolphins was because of Tyreek Hill getting, what did he get, like 200 something receiving yards in the first half. And then after that, they struggled after the Dolphins, made their adjustments. But I'm not going to say that the comparison's too far off. As far as accomplishments, yes. But athletic ability and throwing the ball and putting it where it needs to be, I don't think Tua is that far behind Pat, and he could be on the same level. But we just I don't think we've seen it yet from Tua because he doesn't have the weapons around him.
No, that's a major reason. I mean, you're only as good as the people around you, as they say. And as far as like a skill set goes, I like Patrick Mahomes' skill set as a quarterback versus Tua. I mean, I'm just gonna come straight out with that. But what I do like is Tyreek is coming out and he's breathing life into his quarterback. He's breathing confidence into his quarterback. If you don't actually breathe confidence into a guy, like how much is that really going to help him help you? You know what I'm saying? If he doesn't give him the confidence to say, hey man, you can make that throw. Like I seen Pat make it. I know you can make it. So he's going to get in the game and he's going to attempt to make those throws, and we'll see if he can actually make them. But I have no problem with him breathing confidence into his quarterback. I do have a problem with it coming down to death threats, but we always have that section of fandom that like nobody really addresses or talks about how bad it actually is, because it's actually mental illness. And it's very extreme, because nothing in life should get you that upset. That has nothing to do with you, because ultimately it has zero to do with you. I don't care how much of a fan you are, how long you've been a fan, how your fandom has been passed down and all of this. No, death threats are always extreme. They like always, they are the most extreme place you can go in sports. So of course that's whack. But as far as Tyreek showing support for his quarterback, I'm glad he's doing it. Again, I'm going with the Patrick Mahomes skill set over Tua, but like I said, it remains to be seen what actually will happen when he has the pieces.
Yeah, because the pendulum definitely swings, and it swung the Chiefs' way this year. Meeting up
last
with the
4
Bengals.
years. They've been at the top for the past 4 years, but we'll see what happens this year.
This may be a hot take, but I think the Chiefs have gotten a little bit better without Tyreek, to be honest.
You're a Chiefs fan, Steve. We understand it.
No,
I don't disagree.
I'm not saying I'm taking the fandom completely out of it. Just looking at the numbers and looking at the quality of players that they have to be able to spread the ball around. I feel like they've gotten better. Now you don't have just a one-trick pony, and you don't know what's going to look. When teams prepared for the Chiefs last year, who did you have to stop? That was Tyreek Hill over the top and Travis Kelce underneath, and let everybody else beat you. You had Byron Pringle, Mecole Hardman, Demarcus Robinson. Now take those three guys away and Tyreek Hill, you got some quality wide receivers in Juju Smith-Schuster, MVS, and I think McColl's going to have a prove-it year, and I feel like he's going to come out and have a great year. So for people to say that this team has not gotten better, that I don't agree with that. I feel like they've gotten a lot better because now Patrick has options. You don't have to just focus completely down the field.
He's always had options, though.
And I'm not saying that DeMarcus and Byron Pringle and those guys aren't quality options. You've upgraded those quality options, if that makes sense. You really have some guys that have come from programs. I feel like MVS at 6'5", that can run a 4.3, 4.4. They're gonna have to stop that. A lot of these teams that have put up gotten these smaller defensive backs, now they're gonna have these bigger wide receivers that are fast that they're gonna have to match up against, and there's gonna be some mismatches across the field.
Oh, there's definitely going to be some. There's going to be some mismatches, but Steve, you're talking about the measurables, and it's the things that you can't measure. We talked to McCole some months. We talked to McCole some months ago, and he told us it took him a while to learn the offense, to really get acclimated to what the offense is, and you're expecting a whole new core of wide receivers to come in and produce the same or more than Tyreek Hill after he spent multiple seasons in the league underneath the same offense, playing under the same players. Like, I don't see how you're expecting the momentum to keep going. I'm not saying Juju and MVS and all these new guys can't pick up the offense, but I think there's gonna be some
Growing pains.
some
We'll call
growing
them growing
pains.
pains. We'll call
Yeah,
them
and
growing
I'll
pains.
call them growing pains, but I don't necessarily see them coming out and hitting on all cylinders. If I'm defensive coordinator, I'm starting by doubling Travis Kelce. I'm taking away your best option, and I'm letting everybody else roam free. And it's the same type of principle that the Pistons had against the Lakers. And what was that? 04, 03, 04. Cover up Shaq, let everybody else run wild.
Understood.
But that's the thing, though.
And make somebody else beat you.
But if you remember over the past couple of years, what's been the game plan for the Chiefs? They haven't had a game plan. It was merely Patrick draws something up in the dirt, they run around, extend plays, and you can't. It's all off script. That if you're gonna continue, if you're gonna let the Chiefs play off script, that falls right into their hands.
They're not. They can't play off script with these new receivers. Like
oh yeah,
again.
Yes, you can.
People are going to be on. All of these players are going to be on different pages, and they're improvising and don't know each other over seasons. Okay.
The improv is what works best. I'm telling you, with that kind of offense and the way that it's set up, it's the improv that works best.
We'll continue this on the Red Hour when you all are frustrated about losses and receivers.
All right, the Golden State Warriors consider it a big priority to sign Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole to extensions. So GM Bob Myers says the organization would love to keep the group together, including Poole, Wiggins, GP2, OPJ, and Looney. He says free agency can be tricky and there's not a limitless budget, but they'll make an effort in every way to sign those key guys.
You know what's funny? When he said that limitless budget, I was like, okay. You guys pretty much have a limitless budget when you look at the actual contract situations that they have, because we're not going to act like Wiggins didn't just come from a deal with $100+ million deal with the Wolves, and he was still on that deal when he got dealt to the Warriors. Of course, you have Steph, who's paid handsomely as he should, but then you also got Draymond, who's paid pretty well. He's played pretty well. Clay, $20+ million a year. They have a bunch of moving pieces, and now you're telling me that Jordan Poole is going to get $80+ million over how many years we don't know, but they're saying it's in the $20 million range. And Wiggins is getting this extension. Man, I'm telling you, something about that tells me a limitless budget is on the table. Like, you guys got a lot of money coming in if you're able to field all those, all-stars, their contracts. So I do think the priority, if I was going to pick one, I think Wiggins is the guy that you got to go ahead and make sure he gets right. I love Jordan Poole, one of my favorite players to watch in the league, young players. Andrew Wiggins is the most important because it's a wing league. It's not a guard league like everybody likes to say. It's are you 6'7"? Can you jump? Can you shoot a jumper? Can you get your own shot occasionally? But can you play defense against the LeBrons, the Kawhis, the big wings? Like we just saw Jason Tatum. We saw him eat Jason Tatum up this series. The KDs, like, can you guard those guys? And so, unfortunately, Jordan Poole is only 6'4", and he's only about, 200, 190. Wiggins is much bigger than him, about 6'8". He's the most important person in this equation. So if they're going to pick one, which it seems like they don't have to, but if you had to, I would say Wiggins is the guy.
And it's one of those things where it's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think for the most part, is going to be very instrumental for them to sign Wiggins back. He played his way into a deal, and most of the time that's what you need guys to do. Now, what makes great players though is if he's able to come back and do it next year. And he doesn't just, and he isn't just one of those 1 year guys that, all right, he was great 1 year, when they needed him to be, but then the following year he couldn't follow it up. You know, so I feel like to be a great player, which I mean, he's showing all continue his greatness.
Definitely.
All right, guys, this is this one I've been wanting to talk about for a little while. Torrey Smith, he says that rookie dinners are BS. He said, I'm glad veteran teammate Anquan Bolden taught me that. So the practice between NFL players forcing rookies to pay for dinners that cost tens of thousands of dollars has it's been brought up in the news again lately with Jets wide receiver Garrett Wilson. I don't know if you guys saw the shock that he had on his face when he was told that he'll have to spend $75,000 on a dinner for veteran teammates. He told Channing Crowder and the guys that are on the Pivot podcast when they brought up, the rookie dinners and what he has to look forward to. Let's hear from Garrett Wilson.
Dinner. They did tell me about the dinner. I got to take all the receivers to a dinner. That's going to be cool. I'm excited for that. It's not going to be cool.
You know they're going to run that bill up? Like 75,000?
Oh, yeah. What you mean, like the Louis the 13th you're going to have to buy at the restaurant? They ain't doing me for $75K. I ain't going to fake it.
Nah. It's the rookie dinner. It's all of y'all.
You the 10th pick of the draft, too. They know you got 20 guaranteed.
Wait, what you say, rookie dinner? He thinks it's his decision. It
was so cute. It was so cute.
Hey, listen.
75.
All I'm going to say is we didn't do a whole lot of rookie dinners, all the rookies. When I was in Jacksonville, we did by position. But when I was in New England, the entire team went out on the rookies. If it's 10, 12 rookies, whatever it might be in that class. All I know is that bill come back like 50, 60,000. Yeah. Because Tom will come in there and buy a $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 bottle of wine, take one sip, put it, and say good night. So, I mean, it's going to happen.
He going to make it hurt.
It's going to happen.
That's crazy he pulled that. That's crazy.
I got a lot to say on the subject. So whoever want to go first,
Nah, you go ahead.
So real quick, Anquan Bolden, wide receiver Torrey Smith wrote on Twitter that rookie dinners are a terrible tradition and should
Might have lost Steve.
Yeah, he's breaking up. Yeah, go ahead, Noel.
Well, yeah, on the subject of these team dinners, it's so funny because it's hazing basically is what it is, but it's an extreme version of hazing because we all know hazing kind of came from, I'm not gonna say innocent, beginnings, but it was more like all right, we're gonna poke fun at you a little bit, type of thing. And then, like I said earlier, it just gets to the extremes and it just gets bad. So we hear the hazing story that's bad. I won't necessarily say that this one is like so horrible, but I think it's useless. It's like, why would you all right, we got these young men coming into the league. We have to show them, being financially responsible because we've been in the league. We're the veterans. Why would you have them spend this amount of money on a dinner that, you're really not going to take that serious? I mean, I know it's team building and, but that's a flex. Like what Tom did. I'm going to get this 4,000 bottle of wine. I'm going to take, maybe half a glass and then I'm going to sit it down and act like it doesn't matter. So why are we doing this to these rookies? Even no matter what, pick they were at, like what they got on their contract or whatever. I just think there's other ways to team bond. So that's just silly to me. That's just how I feel about it, though. I mean, I'm not in the NFL, never will be. So I don't know what it takes to team build, I guess. But
it's tradition. It's tradition. What Jim Nance say? A tradition like any other. it's tradition, man.
Some traditions don't need to be traditions. I'll say that.
75K
at all.
75K. I mean, look, you're 25, 26 years old. You're gonna blow your money on a lot of stuff.
Are we?
Yes. Yes.
I think that's the problem. I think
You're
that's
gonna blow
the
your money
problem.
on a
Is
lot
like,
of stuff.
why are we?
To spend, $1,000, $2,000 on a dinner with your team. I think that's a drop in the bucket.
That ain't bad. That ain't bad. We
Yeah, I
saying
mean, the
75
whole
times that.
and the whole $75,000 that was split amongst the team.
Rookies.
The rookies. So if you get
10 to 12
if you get
rookies,
if you get 10, 12, 15 rookies, I mean that's not a lot of money when you think about it. For one
them.
person, of course. For one person, they wouldn't do that for just one person. So
I hate these hazing traditions because like Noel said, it really doesn't serve a purpose. It doesn't make the team any closer. There just needs to be
for the cause or not.
What cause?
A lot of them ain't.
Like
yeah,
like this is a business. Like what are we talking about here?
And what happens that support a black business? Q. What happens if they go to a black restaurant and say, "All right, we're gonna spend $75,000"?
Steve, don't even put that if in there. There's no way that anybody is gonna go to a black restaurant and spend that type of money. Not in the
even
NFL.
have the.
No,
Yeah, no.
The Roger Goodell kicked them out the league first. Because I'll guarantee you that a lot of those restaurants where these hazings happen, they just happen to know the owner or live next door to the team owner. Like there's no. Let's not bring that what if out of here, Steve.
All right, man. A what if that we talked about last week, man, is Montrezl Harrell. His attorney is now saying he's vehemently saying he's denying that the drug trafficking accusation, there is no drug trafficking, is what his attorney is saying. Just last week it was reported that Montrezl Harrell had been hit with the drug trafficking charge after being caught with 3 pounds of weed in the trunk of his car. And initial reports suggested that Harrell was stopped by police during a routine traffic stop and eventually smelled weed in the vehicle. This prompted a deeper search, which then led to discovery of 3 pounds of marijuana during a traffic stop. So what do you guys think? I think he's guilty.
Why do you think he's guilty?
Yeah, that was gonna be my question.
You caught with 3 pounds of marijuana? I mean, what else is there to say? Like you have the marijuana, unless you own a dispensary or something that we don't know about, then but he's not a dispensary owner. He's caught with 3 pounds. Like you can't say it wasn't you.
I mean, we could say it was the cops. I mean, it's not foreign that the cops plant drugs. I know you're gonna laugh at that because we like to laugh at the cops being crooked. The cops are not some beacon of justice. They're not some beacon of truth. They do plant drugs on people. They do lie. And when you have a high profile player like this, yes, there are cops that will go after players, not players, high profile players. And definitely celebrities, whether you look across hip hop, acting, or whatever it is, and they'll create cases. So if his lawyer is vehemently denying this, I would like to see the case in some form or fashion on TV, because it to me this sounds like cops are lying, and the cops would have to prove their case. So I would have to look more into it. But
3 pounds? 3 pounds worth? Come on, Q.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a large amount to be carrying around to plant. They gave him. That's a lot. That's
a lot. Have y'all looked at these stories of cops planting drugs? Like cops just ride around with drugs and ghost guns and plant them on people all the time. Like I don't even know why this is like this is like I'm reaching.
I mean, I'll put it like this: knowing, just knowing the NBA and knowing guys in the NBA, Montrezl Harrell is definitely the person that I would be least surprised that got caught with that amount of weed, and he's been open about it. I don't think he's very like, hey, I'm trying to hide that I smoke weed. I think we know he smokes weed. I don't think it's so much a problem that he did, because one thing, he wasn't driving the car. It was found in a backpack. He was in Kentucky. I'm not aware. I think weed is not legal in Kentucky, if I'm not mistaken.
It's
I'm
probably
sure.
not. It's probably not. Kentucky's more Missouri than more Missouri and Kansas, and they're gonna fight
that's
that
what
tooth
I'm
and
kind
nail.
of thinking. That's
So,
kind of what I'm
Montrez,
thinking.
Montrez, it was in a 2020 Honda Pilot. Montrez was driving. The weed was in a trunk of the Honda Pilot. So,
Mhm.
Are they saying, because he's saying he didn't? His lawyers are saying he did. He was not the one driving. They're saying his lawyers are saying he was not the one driving, and the backpack was in the passenger. Was in either. Well, that kind of makes it interesting, because if it's in the passenger seat, you're in the back.
So this the kind of conflicting stories, because my hero in a police report admitted that the marijuana was his.
Mm-hmm.
He admitted to being in possession.
Or did a cop just make that?
No, he admitted.
That's what I'm saying.
In a statement,
Okay.
in a statement from him, he admitted that the marijuana was his, and now there's a backtrack. So something's up.
Because you said it. You said in a police report.
Well, yeah, he admitted verbally in a police report. So, I mean, if they wrote it down and they saying that you admitted it, then you admitted it.
So cops just tell the truth all the time. They're 100%.
I'm not saying that is, you're not gonna get me with that. But
no, that's
because his lawyer never said, you know, that he wasn't driving, or that if the marijuana isn't yours, your attorney's gonna come out and say, no, the marijuana was not my client's, or the marijuana was not, he was not driving, it was someone else in the cars or whatever. But he gotta own this one. I'm sorry, he gotta own it.
I mean, especially with everything that they've, you know, the Hornets themselves have gone through this summer. It's been a very terrible offseason for them, and this just kind of like piles on. Even if, honestly, I don't think anything will come of this. They're saying he's facing 5 years, but I think truly like they'll be able to work something out as far as whatever actually happened.
Work something out. What are you gonna work out? You snitching?
I mean, I wouldn't say that much. I don't think he's selling weed. I mean, I hate to be so crass about it, but it's like, you've made millions of dollars in the NBA. I don't think he'd be that foolish to be like, I mean, that's foolish. Like,
it hasn't stopped other people from doing it.
Yeah, but I just think in today's day and age, it's a little different, because you can do it legally. Like, you could legitimately do it legally if you're that, you know, that attached to it. Just go actually open a dispensary, or go get with some of these growers and like do that. But just the fact that he, like, this story is just so a whole lot of details, and he's an NBA player that is not he's not going from vet minimum to vet minimum. He's making millions. So I just think it's like silly.
And to that point, Noel, he was pulled over, given a citation, only a ticket, and then later charged with drug trafficking.
Yes, correct.
So again, Steve, like, if
somebody
it was
didn't
really
get paid.
So you're saying we're coming back around to say what I said. Okay.
So if you don't pay the piper, then you're gonna have, at some point you're gonna have to pay the piper. Right?
Whoever the piper
willingly or unwillingly, you're gonna have to pay somebody.
Look at these beacons of truth and justice.
Oh man, I just think also, I mean,
either way, what now, so at the end of the day, what stopped this from happening? Montrezl Harrell don't have weed in your car.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to be
at the
that
end of the
person,
day,
because people do that. People carry it around with them, but I mean, who's to say? So we don't know if it was just him in the car and the weed was there, or it was him and somebody else, and it's too much going on. I'm like, something ain't right here.
Don't put yourself in that situation.
No, because if the cops really wanted the truth to come to light, they'll just put out the body cam. They're not going to do that.
It's coming.
No, we'll
wait to see that.
TMZ will have it first.
They will. They definitely will.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we discuss Jacksonville Jaguars QB Trevor Lawrence denies losing $15 million in crypto. Keep it locked in. This is the W Show. We'll be right back.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC We Spin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC We Spin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC We Spin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC We Spin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City!
Don't be depressed, frustrated, or stressed because of the loss of a loved one. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services is here to assist you with a smooth, stress-free transition. It doesn't matter how your loved one transitioned, we will offer you a memorable celebration to your liking. We are a family-friendly, full-service funeral home right here in the heart of the city, offering affordable cremations and package pricing and quality service. Call us when you need us. 816-231-GATE. That's 816-231-4283. There's only one Golden Gate, located at 2800 East 18th Street, Kansas City, Missouri. Exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Are you ready to take your gaming experience to the next level? Max Adrenaline Mobile Video Gaming is here to offer the best mobile entertainment that includes video games, laser tag, and karaoke. Our mobile video game theater offers a 33-foot climate-controlled luxury RV with 5 gaming stations, and we can accommodate up to 20 players at once. Are you looking for entertainment at your next event? Well, look no further. We'll come to you. Specializing in birthday parties for all ages, sports events, team building, corporate events, school functions, holiday parties, and more. We're here when you need us at 816-897-0509 or maxadrenalinekc.com.
Back in on the W Show, broadcasting live on 100.1 FM and social media. Remember to interact with our show using the hashtag #TalkAboutIt. Message us, and we will talk about whatever topic you want. So Trevor Lawrence denies losing $15 million in crypto. As cryptocurrency prices have plummeted in recent weeks, there has been an increased scrutiny on the many professional athletes who have bragged about getting paid in cryptocurrency and how much money these athletes have lost. So it's been a story that's come out that Trevor Lawrence has lost $15 million. And after putting his signing bonus into the cryptocurrency market, he out of his $24 million, he's lost 15 so far. But he's come out and denied that story, and he's trying to back the cryptocurrency market. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, I definitely think he had his money in there and it probably started to dip, so he took it out. I'm sure whatever finance guy, at whatever advisor he has on that, I'm sure they told him to get his money out, ASAP. And that's probably what happened.
Called insider trading? Am I like missing something? It don't matter in crypto.
No. I mean, part of insider trading is having insider knowledge, like saying your homie works for a company and they're about to roll out this new development, and you go and put your money in as soon as he tells you. But if you have a financial advisor that's saying, hey, the market's not looking too good, you probably want to take your money out of this investment, and then you give them the green light, and then that's that's it. And when you have this type of money in an investment, yeah, you'll get some insiders giving you some advice. But he probably had his finance guy that knew a couple of people and was like, hey, take your money out. But he probably also lost some money because the crypto market did crash pretty hard. So it may not have been 15 million.
$15 million.
Yeah, it may not have been 15 million. Yeah,
any
wouldn't have been that
million is
much.
a lot.
Man. But here, my thing was everybody, they were all walking around with their noses in the air like they were the smartest people in the room. And I'm not hearing nothing about it. I'm seeing less NFTs. I'm seeing less like crypto bros and like bios and things like that. I just think it never really felt real because they never really could explain what it means. Like, how does this affect like actual real money? And it was always a runaround. So it's just kind of, if it is indeed what's happening right now, I always thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah, me too. No. So the WNBA announces 2022 All-Star Game starters, and they're honoring Brittany Griner. So the WNBA named 10 players who will start in the 2022 WNBA All-Star Game, along with the 10 players who will be out on the court to start the game in Chicago. The WNBA announced an honorary All-Star starter, and Brittany Griner, the 7-time All-Star, has been detained in Russia since February 17th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm glad this is starting to pick up steam, so we can actually come to a resolution, hopefully, because she does need to be home. It's been entirely too long.
Definitely.
Just not even so much like as far as what Russia's protocol for things like this is. It's just kind of like it's a human thing. Like, okay, this is like a victimless crime. I hate to use that phrase because at some point all crimes have victims, I guess, but like this is not a murderer. This is not somebody who in society we need to keep locked up. All she did was have a little bit of a plant that however Russia feels about it. I mean, being a human, you have to know that it's not that big of a deal. I hate to put it like that as well, but she needs to be home. Just simply, she needs to be home to see her family.
Yeah, I agree.
No,
I definitely. Go ahead, Q.
No, I'll say it. She definitely needs to get home, and we understand how deep the political games go, and she got caught in the middle of it. You hate it for her, but there's nothing anybody can do. And I hate it for her because now she's become a political pawn. But America's not going in guns blazing for a black woman. It's not happening. So
that's the most unfortunate part about it.
But sometimes you need that person, something to happen to a person where everybody raises everyone's eyebrows. It's like, all right, things that you can and cannot do, whether it be a small plant, or because plenty of people have taken marijuana, whatever kind of drug they wanted to, over to different countries, but that doesn't make it right. Even though it may not be quote unquote terrible thing, she did do something that was illegal. You guys know what I'm saying? So sometimes
I see
things happen. Sometimes things happen for people, so other people can be there. They have their eyebrows raised, like, all right, this ain't what I should have been doing. Contained like that. Now she's going to be used, as Q said, the political pawn. But like, it's time for her to come back to the United States. To be honest,
at least let her talk.
But what
to
she
her
did
family.
was illegal. Yeah,
and that's when we
to talk to her family.
No, she hasn't.
Mm-mm. That's what they're saying. That's what the reports are. They're saying that's what the report are, is that she hasn't been able to talk to anybody over here. They haven't been able to get into contact with her. So it's just bad all around. This is just terrible all around. And I just need it to stop, honestly. I just need her to get home.
Yeah, no, definitely. Because that's when we start questioning the legality of it.
Bingo.
We're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we'll have our Hater 11 segment and kick it off with our sneakers of the week. This is the W Show. We'll be right back.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC We Spin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC We Spin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC We Spin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC We Spin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City!
Don't be depressed, frustrated, or stressed because of the loss of a loved one. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services is here to assist you with a smooth, stress-free transition. It doesn't matter how your loved one transitioned, we will offer you a memorable celebration to your liking. We are a family-friendly, full-service funeral home right here in the heart of the city, offering affordable cremations and package pricing and quality service. Call us when you need us. 816-231-GATE. That's 816-231-4283. There's only one Golden Gate, located at 2800 East 18th Street, Kansas City, Missouri. Exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Are you ready to take your gaming experience to the next level? Max Adrenaline Mobile Video Gaming is here to offer the best mobile entertainment that includes video games, laser tag, and karaoke. Our mobile video game theater offers a 33-foot climate-controlled luxury RV with 5 gaming stations, and we can accommodate up to 20 players at once. Are you looking for entertainment at your next event? Well, look no further. We'll come to you. Specializing in birthday parties for all ages, sports events, team building, corporate events, school functions, holiday parties, and more. We're here when you need us at 816-897-0509 or maxadrenalinekc.com.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
It's that time for Love It or Hate It.
Hate it.
If we love it, we talk about it. If we hate it, we move on.
All right, Kyrie Irving has a sign and trade wish list. If no deal with Brooklyn Nets, it will happen. Hate it or love it.
Nobody wants Kyrie. That's my statement to that. That's what that looks like. Not one of those teams will actually have interest in him. And honestly, I can see why. So we're at an impasse, Kyrie. You and the rest of the NBA are at an impasse.
Yeah, so Kyrie has created a list of teams that he'd like the Brooklyn Nets to consider working on a sign and trade if they can't come to agreement on terms for him to stay in Brooklyn. His teams are the Lakers, Clippers, Knicks, Miami Heat, Dallas Mavericks, and 76ers.
No.
To me,
you want him on the Lakers, don't you?
Oh, no, heck no.
Don't you say that, Steve. Don't say that, Steve.
He can stay. I'd rather keep Russell Westbrook.
Thank you, Steve. I'm glad you said that because Jesus Christ.
All right, under the New York Times ownership, the Athletic lays down a no politics rule for staff. Hate it or love it.
I mean, you hate it because it's like what are y'all trying to cover up now?
Politics. What classifies as politics? Something that the Athletic agrees, the New York Times agrees with, or
exactly
something that may go counter to what their culture is. I think that's
discussions about race, basically.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
When corporations say no politics, they say, hey, don't talk about how bad black people have it. That's all it is.
Yeah.
All right, next one.
Okay, hold on. Oh,
and then Rob Gronkowski retires after 11 seasons. Noel, I know you love this.
I mean, I love it because now we can actually get into this ranking. Like, where is Rob? Where is he on the all-time tight end list? I personally have him third. I think he's highest third all time because his peak was so amazing. He was so versatile as a tight end. He's up there. But finally retiring, like, dude, like you were in the league entirely too long after those elbow injuries and concussions that you suffered, man. Just go home and party off into the sunset, Gronk. There was no need anymore.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm putting him that high on my all-time tight ends list. Some might, maybe 4 or 5, but I don't know if I can put him over Shannon Sharp, Antonio Gates, or Tony Gonzalez.
Tony is definitely above him for me, but yeah,
I mean head and shoulders. So yeah, no, I don't think I'm putting him above any of those guys. And I mean, yeah, you could say, you know, oh, he won a Super Bowl and all of it, but no, I'm not. Yeah, so 4 or 5 for me. And even then, like, I mean, one of the guys that revolutionized the position, Art Monk. I don't know if I'm putting him over him. Wait, was Art Monk a receiver?
I think Art was a wide receiver.
Yeah, he was wide receiver.
I might be thinking of somebody else, but yeah.
All right, Bart Scott says every defensive player would rather face Tom Brady than Peyton Manning. Hate it or love it.
I think Q's point is what we talked about earlier this week when it comes to that fear aspect. They feared him because he was going to make them look bad, not that they were going to lose. So I'm agreeing with you there. But if I was thinking about winning the game, I'm fearing Tom Brady 10 out of 10.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. He said it all.
All right, former NBA big man Kendrick Perkins admitted that prior to Game 7 in 2008 second-round matchup between the Celtics and Cavs, he was hoping that the now Lakers star LeBron James would miss the game due to sudden injury. Let's hear what Big Perk had to say.
I got a confession. Like, let me tell you. So, we played the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2008, and it was a Game 7, right? We just had lost Game 6. And I ain't gonna lie, man, I was scared as hell going into that Game 7 against LeBron James. And this was the only time that I actually prayed that something happened to him at practice. I said, you know what? Like, no.
What a thing to confess.
I know, but I'm being real. Like, I was like, let us get breaking news that LeBron has, tore his ACL or something.
Jesus.
Like, I did, bro. Like, I'm not even lying. I'm not even exaggerating. And
I edit this out.
No, you can't edit this out. This is real.
What?
That's what I said.
He went that hard. He could have said, let's get breaking news that LeBron James is sick or LeBron James is sore ankle. He went straight for the A, man. Like, I hope he's gone for a year.
That's why I like Perkins, man, because he's gonna say it what he mean.
Yeah, he did say that, and I'm sure he meant it.
And that was a good segue because people feared Tom Brady, people fear LeBron James in the same right. I mean, I don't think I've ever heard anybody say, "Oh, I hope Kobe sprains an ACL."
Stop,
like, nah.
Stop. On that note, we appreciate everybody who joined in on today's show. As in each and every week, we thank you very much for making us a part of your Saturday morning. What do you guys have going on for the rest of the day?
I'm watching a lot of
this weekend,
youth
man.
Basketball. Oh yeah.
Somebody
I just left one yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of weddings weekend. So,
all right, tell them we crashing.
Oh God.
All right, for Steve Walls, Noah Seros, DJ Q, and Broderick, we are out of here until next week.
Peace.